What's up, dorks? Today, I turned Dark Souls into Castlevania. More specifically, I turned the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring into Castlevania. But today, we'll be just starting with Dark Souls 1. To start off this Darkvania marathon, we're going to be playing as the first Belmont. Sir Leon Belmont. French. Fuck. Leon's one of the earliest known Belmonts, and one of the first to wield the whip vampire killer. And he was also the one who swore the Belmonts to fight evil forever.
Unfortunately for you, as long as my master survives, I will rise from the dead.
I see. Give him this message. You have become a cursed being, and I will never forgive you. This whip and my kinsmen will destroy you someday. From this day on, the Belmont clan will hunt the night!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Before we start, a few rules for this run. First one being, I'll only be able to use whips as my main right-hand weapon. Unfortunately, the first whip we can get is in Blighttown. Before we can get our first whip, I'll have to defeat some bosses. Those bosses including Asylum Demon, Taurus Demon, Capra Demon, and Gaping Dragon. Although, Capra Demon and Gaping Dragon we'll only worry about when we get there. Rule number 2. I will allow usage of shields for this run. Rule number 3. I will allow the usage of select few consumables that could also be used in Castlevania. Those consumables being throwing knives, bombs, and might be stretching it, but I'll allow fireballs. Only reason I'll allow fireballs because the holy water is like a thing you throw on the ground that catches fire. I mean, it's kind of like a fireball. I mean, it's like a fireball, but it's water, but it catches on fire. That should be all the rules for now. So let's get whipping in this bitch. With my best recreation of Leon, we start depraved and with Tiny Being's ring. After clowning Asylum Demon, we go towards Taurus Demon, where I almost fumbled the bag. With those chump bastards dead, now I have to make a choice. The choices being A. Take out Capra Demon and take out Gaping Dragon and gain access to Blighttown. Or B. Take a long, winding path through Darkroot Basin, Valley of Drakes, and the shithole of Blighttown. Well, now that I got our hands on our loyal monster killer, we can begin the eradication of all things evil. The first on our hit list is the Gargly Boys, who put up less of a fight than I thought, which is typical when fighting against justice. Yeah, with the flourish! On my way to the Gaping Dragon, we run through a sketchy alley filled with the homeless and their homeless dogs. Like any virtuous man, I end the homeless plague. And defeat the evil soup kitchen demon. For reasons unknown, I went into the woods to catch butterflies and to test this dog's gangster. I accidentally ripped the butterfly's head off, and the dog bit me. I forgot to mention, I will be attempting to defeat all bosses, including DLC bosses. Keyword attempt. Speaking of attempt, fighting Moonlight Butterfly and Gaping Dragon back to back is like drinking NyQuil and warm milk mixed together. It's disgusting, and it's boring as fuck. Puts me right to sleep. After defeating my Night Paralysis Dragon, I return to the hood, where it's time to defeat Quelaag. Not much to say for this fight. In fact, not much to say for this run. It's been going pretty smoothly. In fact, it feels like the blood of the Belmonts are running through me right now. As if I can't even be defeated. That was how I felt, until I ran into unexpected trouble. Trouble being Ceaseless Discharge of all things. He ceaselessly beat my ass 5 times in a row, and he seemed content. blasting me from afar with his discharge. After looking up a solution to this homoerotic problem, we send him back to hell, where he belongs. With that nasty reality check in my hand, I decide to end the first day there. The next day, we start out in Sen's Fortress, where I challenge the local bullies, which I soon regret, as I get stomped and thrown into oblivion. After I beat the biggest bully, fuck you, I'm escorted by the police to a cool place called jail, where men, dressed like women, try fighting me. I made friends with the man who was sent to kill me, and he gave me the grand tour of our forever home. Before remembering he's not on MTV Cribs, he's in jail, soon killing himself afterwards. No, Sephiroth! R.I.P. my boy Sephiroth, you will be missed. Finally, it was time to fight the big pimp Smo and his main bitch Ornstein. Unfortunately, their combined sexual power sapped the health out of me faster than when your mom saps the health right out of my cock. Although my birthday isn't for another 4 months, he decided to come early and lend me his birthday powers. And with birthday throwing hands ending their OnlyFans careers, it's time we say goodbye to birthday. You did nothing wrong, and you will be missed, sweet prince. After meeting the #1 Dark Souls Twitch streamer, I decide to head home and see what's up at the old crib. When I get home, I see someone with a stray dog in, and remembering what happened to me, the last dog I met and how it bit me, I decide to do what any rational person does, and bite it first. After fighting my roommates to the death for some flaming hot Cheetos, I decide it's time to start the most tedious part of this run, and gain access to the DLC. But by being as ignorant and impatient as I am, I failed to read the entire walkthrough and wasted my time. Because I didn't know to kill the golden golem after killing the Hydra, I effectively wasted over an hour of my time, and decided to end the session there. With a new day and a renewed Pepsi, I finished the tedious task of DLC monotony. With the DLC now available to us, I decided to continue through Seath's crystal shithole to gain an upgrade for my whip, making it all powerful. In my haste for power, I failed to realize that the durability would be brought down so low that I wouldn't be able to use it for more than 2 or 3 bosses, depending on multiple variables, such as if I died too many times to a single boss, or if I used it on lesser enemies. Not only would I not be able to repair it unless I upgraded it, in which I only had 2 upgrades left, leaving me stranded. At this point, I've only defeated 11 bosses. With more than half the bosses left, this run looked like it was at an end. But then I realized I could still acquire 2 whips, the Notched Whip and the Guardian Tail, both DLC weapons, with one whip located in the painted world of Ariamis, and the other attached to the Sanctuary Garden's ass. I had a choice to make. With a gnat's dick of information in mind, I head out to get the Sanctuary Guardian Tail. After defeating the Guardian, I realized what a smooth brain I have. Because I didn't pay attention to what I was reading, I didn't know I was supposed to attack his tail and sever it to get the whip. Here I sat, thinking this run was Jover for the second time. My last hope was to snatch that weave off of Xanthus, King Jeremiah. After running past the church femboys, we hop into the painting of goofy sound effects. After defeating the Zan King, we get our whip and save our run. With a few upgrades to this shit, we challenge Defeat Pit Queen Priscilla and leave the goofy sounding world of Ariamis behind. The adventure quickly continues by visiting the smelliest place in hell, the Demon Fire Sage's man cave. We don't stay in hell for too long, as my rotten brain gets sidetracked by the catacombs, looking for the milk-drinking champion, Blacksmith Vamos. I go to him to get some straight heat added to this whip, some fire. After adding my diss track to this whip, I challenge Artorias to a rap battle, where he freestyles my ass into dust. After Artorias defeated me in an epic rap battle, I decided to fight Seath the Holeless. With a bit of seething and maulding, he dies like he lived, holeless, Next on the list of evil to destroy is Centipede Demon, where I stand under him and smack his gooch till he dies, just like all centipedes should. With our wipeout invite secured from the nasty bug demon, we try our luck on the course. With some much deserved showboating, we spank the new wipeout hosts. No one will ever replace my beloved John and John. Despite the festering dog bite stiff left on my hand, I decided to test his gangster again. This time, I kick his ass. As a result, I get an angry call from Artorias.
Hello? Hello? Why you kick my dog? Now shut up, you stink!
Which I promptly respond to by murdering him. After Artorias' demise, I meet a Chad named Hawkeye Goff, who proceeds to shoot down a dragon for the hell of it. While crab maxing in the damp valley, I stumble upon the dragon that Goff had just clowned on. Now that Calamite is coping from the embarrassment he received, he decides to prove himself by turning me at least 5 new assholes. Ending my 3rd session. With a new day comes new challenges. Challenges I quickly give up on, as my rectum cannot take much more punishment. I decide to forfeit against the last 2 DLC bosses to save myself some sanity for the rest of this run. Now that we're on the road to the finish line, our first hurdle is Pinwheel, which helps me blow off some steam because he's a joke. Now with Nito being one of the last few bosses to deal with, I head into the arena with Whip and Divine Straightsword in hand, which I'll only use for Nito's simps. I know this might be considered cheating, but I consider... go fucking yourself. But I consider having multiple enemies in your boss arena that can't die as cheating. So we're even. 3 bosses left before we can end this crummy challenge, and the first of 3 would be 4. Specifically 4 douches who sit in the dark all day. This boss isn't too bad. With enough heals and Havel's sexy armor, you could probably beat this fuck with a crusty sock. Next is Dark Souls fans' favorite ladyboy, Gwendolyn. Not much to say about this fight, other than the fact that I wish I had a car to run her ass over with. Finally, we only had 1 boss left to beat. And unlike his femboy son, Gwyn had hands and is not afraid to throw them. Oh my god.
Like your entertainment
God
center.
fucking damn it. Dude. Fuck!
This fucker's got no mercy.
With a whopping 17 deaths to this bastard, we beat Dracula and linked the final flames. With many trials and tribulations, the first of this 4-part series is done. As this final fight plays out, I wanted to bring up some comparisons between this game and the first Castlevania game. The first comparison being that both these games have a nice gothic medieval design and atmosphere about them. They're also known for their original soundtracks and how fucking gas they are. Not to mention, both these games are known for their challenging aspects, not just the bosses, but also the level designs and shitty little enemies. Furthermore, Castlevania is one of the earliest known games to have a multi-boss fight and to have a boss with more than 1 phase. They've both had lasting legacies and impacts on the gaming industry, and they will both go down as classics in time. Let me know what you cuties think, and thanks for watching, you chump bastards.